are your impression within this IRSA conference?
Pengalaman yang luar biasa. IRSA memberikan pemahaman baru, ilmu baru, dan juga wawasan baru tentang isu-isu yang lagi tren saat ini.
Oh, okay. So I just came yesterday and I attended the conference and I was amazed because there was so many mind-blowing people here and there was really amazing. I learned so many things from the researcher, from the presenter, and specifically from the panel discussion. So yeah, this is like very amazing experience for me.
Actually, this is not my first conference, so I can maybe compare it with the other. So I find the venue is quite large and it's good for people with disability like me. And the facility is good, but I can be in very many places in one time. So it's kind of like overwhelming for me. I want to go to this panel and I want to go to that panel. So it's fun. The topic is also very much engaging for me. I love topics about seaweed, climate change, and some gender problem in some areas, especially in the eastern Indonesia. Something like that must be that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a very well organized conference. It's a very interesting conference as well because you see a mix of economics, environment, energy, spatial planning and all those kind of things. So it's, I think, very, very rich. I'm very impressed as well that all the people here, it's 90 or 95% of the people are from Indonesia, but you still make it an English language conference. And yeah, all the people speak very good English. In general, what I see is high quality work. And I've been in other countries where people then very quickly say, okay, we use the national language and yeah. So the first impression is really good. Yeah.
How do you feel as an international participant within this event?
Yeah, it's been amazing because there are so many Indonesian people. They are talking in Bahasa sometimes, but I also living here since 2022. I speak a little Bahasa. I understand a little Bahasa, but not very much. But overall, my experience is very great because I attend this session and specifically last night when I was attending here a session so it was very amazing and it's really helped me to polish my research, and also I got so many questions for my research in future. So this is like a great platform and it's really amazing. I had a great experience here.
I think Indonesia did it quite well. You see that the lead people here, they all have had very important positions or still have very important positions abroad. So when you talk about Arif Yusuf, he is now, as we all know, advisor to the president in this economic committee. Okay, he did the studies, he was at LSE, he was at ANU and that kind of thing, so okay. If you talk about Budi, who is a very important person in this conference, he works at ANU. One of the other keynote speakers comes from Indonesia, but is now for a long time in Singapore. So what you've done quite well is that you send relatively young people in the past abroad to very good universities, and then they come back, and you see that lifts actually the academic profile of Indonesia really high. I was very happy to contribute to that as well because he had two people from UNPAD as my PhDs. And one of them, Victor Vimana, is coming back and he becomes the director of the center. Yeah, I mean that is very nice to see.
Do you have any remark for the future of IRSA conference, maybe for next year and the future of IRSA conference?
Yeah, I believe everyone should apply here, to come here, to present the paper, to present your work. You will get a very good input and you will get a very good comments from the experts. So you can publish in a very good journal.
IRSA kedepannya ya sudah bagus dengan isu-isu, mungkin diupdate berkaitan dengan isu-isu lokal, wisdom lokal yang di setiap daerah sehingga memperkaya wacana tentang ilmu pengetahuan di IRSA.
So from what I learned so far, there are not many conferences that give spaces especially for researchers with disabilities. Many researchers from non-disability people conducting research about people with disability, but not many even from the committee and from the other event organizer having some spaces especially for us. So it's nice that Connexi having me and my friend Mr. Tassisius from the Researcher with Disability. I find it maybe some suggestion for the next year so that you came with a lot of space, especially place, maybe some quota for researcher with disability to join the conferences without maybe just give them some affirmation, a lot of space like that. So it will be so much, especially for researchers with disability, it will become more inclusive conferences. It will be more for our thriving community.
Yeah, I think you have to continue like this. And I think what the big question is, of course, Indonesia still has to develop. And you have so many questions about how do you develop in a good direction, in a way that you don't end up like in the US, where you have a lot of rich people, or very few people who are very rich. And the middle class is shrinking, and then you have a lot of poor people. That is not the future that you want. So that is one important thing. How do you prevent inequality? And I think this group with the thinkers that you have, the top thinkers that you have here, will be able to study that and to give advice to your ministries. The other big question, of course, is if you do the development like in China, then okay, the next thing you do, you build a lot of coal-fired power plants, you lose loads of materials, and you destroy the environment. Well, China has done it, but your country in India cannot actually repeat that model. Think about a different model. And again, I think these scientists are very well placed to think about alternative development models where you still have a lot of quality of life with a lower amount of resources and a lower amount of quality.